Howdy, this is Andy St. John. You're watching my personal friend, Gamer MD. Look at you.
So when you play Bigby, do you play as a good wolf or a big bad?
I'm trying to walk the line, and it ain't easy. Telltale sure don't make
exactly.
it easy. I've got a buddy, Dion, P-Bat, Paper Bat Video Games.
Mm-hmm.
He's a streamer as well. He almost every stream, especially The Walking Dead, he'd end it with "F you, Telltale, F you."
I've said that actually in my Let's Plays.
Absolutely, and that is music to my ears and to their ears.
Yeah, so I'm always going like, "Damn it, Telltale, you always do this to me."
Yep, and that's how we know we're doing it right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be, as true to Bill Willingham's Bigby as I possibly can, which may be a boring way to do it. And,
I do the
it's
same
just
thing.
my way.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Although I couldn't help myself, and I did slap around D, or was it dumb? I think it was D. When you're interrogating him
in the chair. Oh yeah,
I did. And I was like, no, forget this.
Man, and Gavin, he did such a good job of being a scumbag. That I definitely roughed him up. Another scene that actually it was so Freudian. It was weird. The first episode, and the first real big scene is my two characters beating the crap out of each other.
Yes.
And oddly enough, my dad's name is Woody. He's Sherwood. He goes by Woody. So he commented to me, he was like, "This was very disturbing. I was controlling my son, who was beating the crap out of my son, and calling him by my name."
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, but one of my other favorite scenes in the game is in the first episode. Just Bigby and Woody sitting at the bar talking.
Oh yes.
I plan on, I build reels for myself and other voice actors, and I wanted to wait till all 5 episodes were out, but I'm pretty sure a section of that scene is what I will use in future reels. It's just, I might go back and re-answer your question. Most memorable role, Bigby and Woodsman together.
Oh,
there's
yeah,
your answer.
Sure. Another one of my favorite scenes of the whole series was between Woody and Bigby, and it was when, I think it was episode 4, it was episode 3, when they leave from fighting the Jersey Devil and they just share a cigarette.
Right. I remember, that we had hours and hours and hours and hours of dialogue recording, but that one I remember really well.
Yeah. Because
it was pretty emotional for me. I mean, especially the branching where they part as kind of buddies,
Yes, exactly.
It was a trip. It was really interesting to record because, if I remember correctly, I recorded both parts on the same day. So I was essentially saying goodbye to myself.
Yeah.
But, in my mind, we were getting close to ending, but definitely, that was it for Woodsman, who I had a lot of fun doing. I was Woodsman before I ever booked Bigby.
Oh.
Yeah, and so it was kind of like saying goodbye to this character, for real. And
he was a great character.
I don't know if you saw the clips of my buddy Dave Fenoy actual shedding tears at the end of season 1.
Oh no, I haven't
seen that. It's amazing.
Oh.
It's the scene at the end with he and Clem.
Oh my God.
Deep one, and Dave don't cry easy. So those were genuine tears, and I had a few moments. I would rib him a little bit, but I had a few moments like that myself towards the end. Oddly enough, the big fight scene I was talking about, I definitely cried a few tears, but those weren't tears of sadness; they were tears of rage, which is different. But yeah, that scene, saying goodbye to myself, again, very Freudian and weird, but very touching on some levels too, and something I don't see ever matching again. And
No.
I just don't see that situation coming up again.
No, and the thing that I loved the most about that scene was who these people were. This is the big bad wolf and the guy that gutted him. It was just...
filled his belly full of stones and threw him in the river, that's why. Yeah.
You bad turd. When he breaks his job.
Yeah. You broke my fucking jaw, you bastard. I actually, for those scenes, I actually held my jaw like
Oh
this.
wow.
Yeah. And it was maybe the very first session.
Really?
And I'll tell you what, for a short block like that, actual recording time can be hours. So I was spending hours
Oh.
like this. What I don't do for my craft.
That scene is so much better with subtitles.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, I was laughing so much.
And here's one thing I haven't seen anybody point out yet, but folks are awfully forgiving to Woody, even myself, when he's roughing up a woman. I mean, that's kind of inexcusable stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I won't get too deep into that. But I mean, it's just funny. I haven't seen anywhere on the internet saying, "Why is everybody, saying they're going to miss this guy or like this guy?"
I think it's because of everything afterwards.
Right.
But yeah,
he's smacking Faith around. I mean, there's no
yeah. It starts off that way, and then everybody just forgets about it because they're like, "Oh, he just got an axe in his head. He's like waving his arms around."
And some of those scenes where
yeah.
Brandon is messing with him, and you can see he's a big guy, but his feelings are hurt.
Yeah, he honestly didn't know what was going on. He was like, "I'm serious. I totally believed him."
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of drawing from people in your past, a side note about Woody, even though he has my dad's name, there's a huge part of my grandpa, Charles Bud Kroger in Woodsman.
Really?
Grandpa had a voice that made me sound like Michael Jackson. He would fill up a room with this big, deep voice.
Nice.
And I use his voice quite a bit, or draw from him quite a bit. I just did sort of a quasi bad guy character for a Leapfrog project, and it was definitely my grandpa, and he talked like this, boy. Not to go way off subject again, but
no,
I did want to give Grandpa props. For any aspiring voice actors out there, particularly if you want to do character work, just listen to the folks around you. And it doesn't even have to be people you know. It doesn't even have to be people you like. If you hear an interesting voice, try to stick around them, even without looking like a stalker. Maybe follow them down the street a little and try to absorb as much of that as possible. Because if you can come up with a voice that nobody's heard before and if it's interesting to you, odds are it's going to be interesting to other folks.
I was actually going to ask about that. If you put that, I heard you say that in an interview before, where you get people to create your characters. I was going to say, I hope you didn't do that for Andy St. John, but because that would be kind of scary.
Actually, no. Both of my grandfathers were from upstate New York. Both of my grandmothers were from Georgia. My dad's mother was from Atlanta, and a little more refined. But my mom's mom was from Savannah, from the country. So oddly enough, where Woody was very much inspired by Grandpa Bud, Andy St. John, there is no mistaking, especially the accent, but also sort of the vibe. Was my grandma, Garnet Dixie Kroger.
That's cool.
Who also had a very interesting voice. She read to the blind for much of the latter half of her life.
Wow.
And she sounded, yes, darling, she sounded a lot like this. And so Andy St. John, believe it or not, it was my sweet little grandma. Well,
I could totally see that. I think you had mentioned that you saw that episode of my Let's Play. And I was just where Andy St. John comes out, and I'm on the screen. I've got my face cam, and I was joking about this. I was like, "Why are they so nice?" And I'm like, "They're probably cannibals." And later, I'm like, "This is not happening."
Yeah, that was one of the most fun aspects of my career. Was I'd watch a lot of Let's Plays. Beyond just the standard PewDiePie stuff. I watched Cinnamon Toast Ken. I've started watching your stuff.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much.
No, I love it. It's an amazing phenomenon. I still have to try to explain it to some of the older folks in my life. Like, yes, kids watch other kids playing video games.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
just hard to wrap their head around. But not me. I enjoy the reactions, and I obviously that's the draw. That's why you have so many folks that love you.
Thank
Is
you.
it's not so much the game they're watching; it's your reactions
Yeah.
they're watching. I like to think that that fight scene between Dave and I was, maybe other than the last scene with Clem and Dave was the highlight of the game.
Oh my God, yes.
Come back and finish this, Lee.
Yes. That's like
Uh,
my
uh,
favorite line of the whole
oh,
game.
the Telltalers. Anytime we would go to a party or a function, it's like 5 of them would come up to me. Do the line. Come back and finish this, Lee.
Yeah,
I
someone
did
told
like
me too. They're like, "Oh, you
voicemails.
gotta get him to say it."
Right. I just did.
Oh
Come
yeah.
back and finish this, MD. Come back and finish this, MD. There you go.
You
You
know I'm
can
gonna use
isolate
that.
that.
Oh, that's
You got it for
perfect.
life.
Yes. Andy St. John seemed like a really nice guy. You just get this like nice guy vibe from him, and you're like, this guy's cool. If Lee hadn't figured out that they were cooking his friend, if he just ate it and he was like, "Ooh, this is good," do you think the St. John's would have cooked them too, or do you think they would have, tried to teach them their ways, or were they just food to them?
Well, first off, I've often defended Andy, and not entirely jokingly. So, I mean, if you look at the big picture, well, first off, let's face it. My buddy Brian's character, Danny St. John, was a complete creep
Yeah. Oh my God.
from the get go.
Yes.
I'm guessing he was a creep way before any zombie
Yeah.
apocalypse. Andy, on the other hand, he's just trying to keep his family safe
Yeah.
and fed, And if that means we have to eat a couple of folks here and there, well, I mean, hey. No, I mean, he's a family man. He loves his family. Very crafty. He's got this fence set up. A very bright guy. I think in the specs on the auditions they described him as a college graduate. And hey, who knows what any of us will do in that situation, huh?
I,
Especially if your hunger will do amazing
yeah,
things
I
to
was thinking, I was like, well, in that situation, you don't doubt that would happen somewhere.
But
Um,
I think Lee picked up early on that these folks they weren't exactly gonna be friends, best friends forever kind of thing. Mama and Danny, in my opinion, were much more creepy
oh
than
yeah,
Andy.
yeah, totally.
And
I totally agree. I did stab Danny with the
with the
pitchfork.
pitchfork,
Yeah, but I left Andy
even
St. I was like,
99.9% of everybody did. Brian did a great job as a creep.
oh
It's like
yeah.
a 180 from his actual personality. So that was some quality voice acting. Shout out to Brian Summer.
Didn't he do somebody in Wolf Among Us too?
Colin.
That's it.
He's also, for your League of Legends fans, Tryndamere, Warwick, and Willump, who is Nunu's Yeti.
Wow.
Amumu's Yeti? Nunu's Yeti. You don't play League, do you?
No, I don't, but I would love to. I've heard so
Well,
many good things about it.
I've tried, but, and I've been a gamer since the Atari 2600, but
Nice.
boy, I've tried to play these MOBAs,
Oh
and
yeah.
it ain't easy, and there's a
No.
whole lot of stuff going on the screen,
Yeah.
and I suddenly have old man moments where I don't get this.
I don't get them either. Those
Yeah, the
strategy
Telltale games are
yeah, MOBAs.
definitely more my speed.
Yeah.
My favorite games, especially the newer stuff, has always been third-person shooters where I can see my character. I can
Yes.
solve some puzzles.
Yeah.
Games like Tomb Raider, the earlier ones, and Resident Evil, the earlier ones. Definitely Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, anything where I can see my little guy going around. That's usually my speed.
Same here.
I don't know why I don't like the first-person shooters.
I don't either. I get
Yeah,
dizzy and I'm like, I
yeah,
want to see my
exactly.
character.
Yes, exactly. I'm somebody who gets it.
Yes.
Because and I understand I'm totally limiting myself from a giant
Yeah.
section of amazing games, but I just don't feel it.
Exactly.
Hold on one sec.
Okay.
Hey, dude. Okay, I will. I'll do it right now. That's my landlord
Uh-huh.
telling me that the back burner on the stove might be on.
Oh my God.
You listen to any heavy metal music?
Not really, no.
Well, if any of your fans are heavy metal aficionados,
Hmm.
my landlord slash housemate is one Adam Deuce, founder of a band called Machine Head.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Oh yeah, you've heard of him.
Oh,
That
that's
was Adam
awesome.
Deuce telling me to turn the back burner off. Give
Oh,
me one
yeah, go
sec.
for that. Yeah, you take it.
The house isn't burning down. I got a call from my agent that I got to get back to him. Give me 5 minutes,
Take the
and
time you need.
I'll come back. If you're not on screen, I'll just text you and let you know I'm back.
All right, sounds good.
I know I apologize about this,
No, no,
but
don't apologize. I
but
actually
I do want
I
to get to the
appreciate.
fans' questions. The
Okay.
fans are the most important people to me.
Thank you.
You got it. 5 minutes.
Okay, got it.
Now we get the fan questions, which I
Yes, the
love.
fan questions.
I
And
will try to answer them to the best of my ability and give you as much information as I can without the telltale secret police coming and taking me away.
would you rather have a snake for a tongue or lobster claws?
That Leland bit. I
I
remember
loved
reading
his
that.
character.
I remember reading that and saying to Julian, "Really?" Well, seeing as how my mouth earns my living, I'd have to go with the lobster claw
Yeah.
because you're not going to be able to do much voiceover with a snake tongue, right?
No, I
Although maybe
can't.
you can do some amazing stuff. But I'm going to play it safe and say I keep my instrument intact
Yes.
and go with the lobster claws.
Okay. Is there a specific line of dialogue you have recorded that you never forgot?
Oh, come back and finish this, Lee.
Exactly. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Absolutely. Boy, I gave that my all.
I could hear it. I could totally hear. That's one of my favorites as well.
Thank you.
How do you feel when you go back and hear your voice placed on an already fully animated character?
Well, it depends on the game. On the Telltale stuff, it's awesome. But along with all the great games that I've worked on, there's bound to be a couple of clunkers, and sometimes it can be pretty cringe-inducing, especially if the writing is just so bad that there's no fixing it. Yeah, there can be some stuff that's pretty rough to sit through. A lot of that is usually the translated stuff, translated from Russian a lot of the
Ah,
times. It's just either they didn't hire a person who really got, uh, had a way to put something into English that
mm,
sounded anything but completely
like
forced and
natural.
stilted
Yeah.
and unnatural. Yeah, organic. And when when you've got a script that there's no fixing, it's just impossible to give a good performance. And unfortunately, the inclination is to blame the performance,
Yeah.
because if there's no fixing the copy, it's going to be a bad performance no matter who's giving it.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Yeah. But hey, it's work. It beats digging ditches. So, first off, I'm definitely not going to specifically name some of these awful games. And second off, I love them. So bad script or not, it's work.
Yeah.
And an actor loves to work.
Right. Batman or Bigby? Who would win?
Oh, Bigby. Batman doesn't have any superpowers. And I mean, come on. If you read the comics, it's going to take a lot more than Batman to take Bigby out.
True
Please.
that. Wow.
I'm so sorry, Bats. That's the truth.
Oh my God, you do such a good Joker.
Well, tell Warner Brothers and DC and all those good folks that. No. Troy Baker's doing an awesome
Yeah.
job. I actually embarrassed the hell out of myself at E3.
Did you?
Yeah, let me take this opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to publicly apologize to Troy Baker. I was back in a VIP section. They were showing an amazing demo of the Mordor game, the new
Ooh,
Lord of the
Shadow of
Rings
Mordor.
game. Oh my
Oh
God.
my God, that game looks so good.
Have you seen any of this yet?
Yeah, I have.
Do you know much about it?
I just what they showed at E3.
So were you there? Did you see it?
I did, yeah.
Were you in
I
the
saw
room there
Batman
when
and
Troy?
not when Troy was there. No,
Oh, okay.
I was in a
Well, I
different
sat.
showing.
That was another highlight. Was
Oh
I
my
sat next
God,
to
that was
Dave
lucky.
Lanoy and Troy Baker to watch the demo. Um, uh, again, Man, this game is going to be amazing. The AI, in the past we've had thousands of characters, but they one or two would be doing the exact same movement, so you knew
Yeah.
it was the exact same model. Each one is their own entity. Like if you go up to any orc and kick him into the mud, you'll come back and that orc will remember and say, "You kicked me in the mud, and I'm a general now, and I'm gonna take you out." And to try to wrap your head around the amount of work that goes into this infinite amount of AI characters it's unfathomable.
Yeah.
Not to mention the gameplay looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I was backstage. This is the kind of stuff that gets me in trouble. And I just maybe it's why I'm a voice actor. I just can't help but open my big mouth. But I saw Troy, who was 10 feet tall. And I said, "Mr. Baker, how are you today?" And I said really loud, and everybody in the room just stopped and looked at me. And I started going, "Oh, boy, that was a mistake." Dave Fennoy was laughing his ass off.
Oh, my God.
"I am so sorry, Mr. Baker. My bad."
My bad. What did he say?
Nothing.
Oh.
He was cool about it. He shook my hand.
Oh.
I think he giggled a little bit.
Okay, well, at least you got it.
He is in no danger. He knows that.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my
From
God.
the little rube from Oakland, California.
How did you get into voice acting for Telltale specifically?
Auditioning and winning roles in Tales of Monkey Island, actually. A lot of folks don't know, one of the rare performances that I got, boy, did I get panned by the Telltale fans. I learned pretty quickly that they are passionate about the voice acting in their games.
Mm-hmm.
A guy named Earl Bowen has always been the voice of Pirate LeChuck, and he had retired. He was in Hawaii, so they had to recast. I had never played Monkey Island, didn't know the whole universe or the lore, and so I just did a pirate voice, you see. And I'm gonna make Julian, my director, again the director for Wolf and Walking Dead. I'm gonna put a little of blame on him because I don't know how it came about, but I started laughing and doing a har har har, and boy, the fans just ate me up, man, and rightly so. But Julian, I remember, Julian, you were saying, "I like this har har har. Keep doing that."
Oh.
Anyway, I had another character in the game who was Moose, whose best buddy was a skeleton. And so I'm still proud of Moose, but, in some versions of Tales of Monkey Island, I guess they couldn't swap it out. They brought Earl back. He suddenly came out of retirement, so I only did the first episode.
Oh, well, someone says here, actually, I got someone talking about that. They said that you took over Earl Bowen, and they're saying you did an amazing job, so there you go.
Well, I got some. My pirate is, I've been doing this for quite a long time, lassie. But LeChuck is, again, one of those beloved characters that you don't want to mess with. It's like being asked to replace James Earl Jones as the voice of Darth Vader. That's just a no-win for anybody. I'm hoping that's the case with Bigby, too, if they ever make a feature film or anything.
Oh, my God.
Fans, you got to have my back and say it better be Harry.
Yeah.
We're boycotting it.
Is there anything about Wolf Among Us? Is there any part that you would go back and do differently?
Yeah, make it about 15 episodes long. No, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It is, if not the most, it's one of the most amazing projects I've ever worked on. I, again, can't stress how proud I am of everybody involved. And I became a Fables fan through it. I've got the
comics,
the big volumes, and I'm up through volume 14, which is well into the hundreds in the issues. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've got out of the big hardcover books, I've got 4 of the volumes.
Go out and read it. I've never been a big comic book guy, but
it's good.
The same thing happened with Walking Dead. When I booked Andy, I like to research, so I set out just planning on reading a couple of issues and read the whole first compendium. But, the show isn't exactly canon, though, and our game is. Our game is canon to the comics.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. If you were to ever get an invitation to go for drinks with Bigby, would you accept?
Of course. As long as he doesn't glass me. That's one thing, boy, that confused the hell out of me. I because I'm Woodsman, too, and it says glass him. And of course, I thought that meant give him a glass of beer. And then all of a sudden, I'm smashing myself over the head with a mug.
Yeah. Someone actually said
That's
that
the one qualm I have with the game, guys. Glass me. Come on.
someone said that in my comments of the video where I asked for questions, they just put glass me or
Right.
glass him. Are there any game series you would like to be a part of in the future?
Oh, Batman.
Uh-huh.
But as anybody, man, I didn't have to be the Joker. I love those Batman games,
So good.
and I love the Batman universe.
Yeah.
Definitely, I've done some Assassin's Creed stuff,
Really?
but not main characters. And
Mm-hmm.
the only main characters I've done have been in the handheld versions. Just the games I love to play. Grand Theft Auto, man. I'd love to be in Grand Theft Auto. I
Yeah.
love that game.
That game is fun.
It's funny. I was down in LA at E3, and I had to get to my friend Christina Ulloa's house. You League of Legends fans know her as Annie, Nunu, and Amumu, and just an amazing voice actress. And I literally was using landmarks, and
Oh
I was
wow.
figuring out, you know what? I'm feeling my way around strictly from my knowledge of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh my god. They nailed it was
It's a trip.
surreal.
I had to go to my agent on the Sunset Strip, and I literally parked in front of where Michael's house is, or at
Oof.
least on the map. I
Wow.
mean, and the houses, they're
Yeah.
set up on the hill just like that. I'm like, I'm parked right in front of Michael's house.
It was surreal. I mean, I live near LA, but not too close. But every now and then that I go, I was like, I know exactly where that store is. I've been here. Oh, that's crazy. They did
Yeah,
such a good
they
job
have the
there.
pink dot on Sunset Strip. They have the Chateau
Everything.
Marmont.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's amazing.
What would it be like if Andy from The Walking Dead and Bigby had a conversation?
Well, Andy'd probably say, "How you doing there, fella? Would you like to come on over and sit for a spell? Mama cook you up something real nice." And Bigby would say, "Look, Mundy, I know what you're up to, but yeah, Mark sounds a little tasty right now."
Did you find it difficult to vary your voice to different characters when playing multiple characters in the same game?
No, again, characters just sort of came naturally to me. I love the challenge because more and more video game developers are hiring fewer actors to voice more characters. And the more diverse you can sound, the more likely they are to hire you because you're going to solve problems and you're going to knock out a ton of characters in one session where in any other case they'd have to hire a number of actors and studio time and all that. I really dig if you ever, I'll send you a link. Have you ever seen my character reel, which needs to be
Yeah, I
updated
have.
badly? I'm going to be making a new one with Bigby and Woodsman and
Nice.
some of my newer characters from other games. Dawn Gate. I'm working with my buddy Pluto,
Nice.
Brad Ramey, who used to be a League of Legends guy. Now he and Caleb, another buddy, are working on another MOBA at EA, and I've been working with them.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I love challenging myself and trying to become as many different, very different sounding characters in one title. The ultimate compliment can be, "Was that you? That was
Yeah.
you?" That's what we love to hear.
Someone wants to know how fast you could switch between Bigby's voice and the Woodsman.
Woody, I told you, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna put you down. Yeah? Well, I'd like to see you try.
Nice.
I don't know if that was divergent enough. Well, you're putting me on the spot.
That was good. That was really good. Did you actually smoke or drink while recording your lines out for The Wolf Among Us?
No, Jory, who owns the studio, would string me up if I lit a cigarette up in his studio. No
Especially as
way.
many times as Bigby did.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite character on The Wolf Among Us that you didn't voice?
Oh, Toad.
Yeah.
Chuck's Toad. Loved him
Toad
from
was
the
good.
get-go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Gavin is an amazing. He's a linguistics major, which almost isn't fair. I mean, we're all really good buddies, but make no mistake, we compete with each other for roles all the time.
Uh-huh.
And man, oh man, to be a linguistics major and to have that kind of command of
Yeah.
different accents. He is a force to be reckoned with. Oh, everybody though, you know, Melissa, Chuck, Roger, Brian, on and on and on and on down the line. Everybody is just. I'm. I never stop being awed by the talent surrounding me on these games.
Yeah. Do you prefer to play bad guys or goodies?
Oh, bad guys. This really is Bigby is my first, you know, high profile leading man. I've been the bad guy my entire career, and most actors will tell you the meaty roles, the ones you can have fun with, are the bad guys. I mean, you take Star Wars for instance. If you had a choice, would you be Luke or Vader?
No.
if
Hands down, Vader.
Right, and an actor, maybe a fan might answer different, but if you ask an actor, 9 times out of 10, would you rather be Batman or Joker? They're going to go with Joker, you
Yeah.
know, because he's kind of boring, man. He's you know he's uptight,
Yeah.
and Joker likes to have a little fun. I better stop it with this Joker stuff. I'll go back to being Shaco. There's a big difference, guys.
You were doing Shaco the whole time. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Oh, you understand me, Em.
Is there anything you added to Bigby on your own? Something that the writers didn't plan or predict?
There was a lot that went into the final decision. You know, there is some of my brother in Bigby. My brother passed away about 7 years ago,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and some of the wise ass snarky stuff, you know, some of the really, you know, when Bigby just isn't buying in people's BS, that can go directly back to Doug Harrington, who, you know, we telemarketed together. We would sit at a table. We sounded exactly alike.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to know the difference. I would answer his phone and talk to people for like 15 minutes, just saying the most outrageous stuff to get Doug in trouble. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to quit my job and join the service.
Oh, my God.
Wait, what? Yeah, I'm tired of it. I'm leaving tomorrow. And I would say much more inappropriate things that I won't share. But there's a lot of my bro and Bigby, absolutely.
Which do you prefer, if any, Wolf Among Us or Walking Dead? To play,
What
let's
do
say.
you think? Even if you know, well, it's hard. There's another, you know, Sophie's Choice question, which baby do you like the most? But I spent so much time with this character. I became so close to him that there's no way I would pick anything but this game.
Yeah. So that is it for the fan questions. I do want to share this because one of the fans said that your tremendous performance is appreciated by us all, and we are very grateful for your work in breathing souls into our favorite characters.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, I've been interacted. Thank you so much. Who was that? Yeah, I early on when I started getting involved in YouTube and social media, immediately started interacting with fans and have been doing as much as possible ever since. I try to answer every private message,
That's
every
awesome.
bit of fan mail, just because it means the world to me. And again, I am firmly in the school of thought that the fans, you guys, ultimately are my boss. You know, I am a self-employed guy. I am my own boss to a certain extent, but I wouldn't have a job if you guys didn't love what I do. And I will never forget that, no matter how far or not, you know, if I don't do anything from here on out, or if I do amazing things, I'm never going to forget the fans. I'm never, ever going to let myself be misled into thinking that without you guys, I would not be able to do what I love for a living. So,
That's awesome.
at the risk of getting corny,
No.
yeah, the fans, you guys are awesome. I mean, even the League of Legends fans kind of get a bad rap as being a rough community. And I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of misogyny, which is one of the things that bothers me the most, I think. I have nieces who mean the world to me. And when I see some of the sexist, awful things said about women and you want to reach through the screen, but you have to kind of remind yourself that if you react to these things, you're only giving these idiots,
Yeah.
a forum to be heard. But for the most part, like the quote you just read, just it means the world to me. It really does. I don't take these things for granted.
That was from Morgan the Scald.
Morgan, you're awesome. I'm going to do something for Morgan right now.
Okay.
Hello, Mundies. You've reached Morgan. Morgan's a little tied up right now in the interrogation room. Leave him a message, and I'll make sure he gets right back to you. Now, you can isolate that, Morgan, and put it on your cell phone.
That's so cool. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so cool. You are absolutely amazing. I mean, even when we were in contact before we could do this, I was just like blown away. I was like, oh my God, this guy's so down to earth. He's so cool. We don't get to.
Oh, give me some time. I'll become a pompous ass as soon as,
We
as
don't
soon
get
as this
to
game
interact
goes.
with you guys, so that's cool. Thank you.
No, the pleasure is all mine.
And
Doc. I think
Doc
from
is
now on,
perfect.
you're going to be Doc to me.
Oh, I feel privileged. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
If you could let us know what you're working on or what you have coming, that'd be perfect.
Well, first off, a lot of folks, understandably so, are confused as to why they haven't seen an episode of In the Booth with Adam and Eric. I'll count on the doc to put a link up to my channel.
Definitely.
But rest assured, we are working on episode 6, and after that, we're going to do sort of a total revamping of the format of the show. Not so much the content, just some of the set and things like that. But more immediately, I am going to be appearing at Stockton Con in Stockton the weekend of the 8th and 9th, I think.
It should be in the manifesto you sent me, right?
Right, exactly. The manifesto from Mike Millerick, who's a buddy of mine, who's putting the thing on.
9th and 10th. August 9th and 10th.
There you go, 9th and 10th. So come on out, guys. A lot of the cast of both Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead and League of Legends, there's a huge tie-in, are going to be there. Melissa Clementine will be there. Eric, my heterosexual life partner, and also Draven, Jax, and Vel'Koz in League of Legends. He plays Danny in the Walking Dead 400 Days DLC. Owen Thomas. Oh, no, Owen won't be there. Gavin Hammond, who is Kenny, and all the other characters. A ton of us. Rashida, who voices one of the characters in Walking Dead and League of Legends. We'll all be there doing panels, signing autographs, and we'd love to see you guys out there. I'll also, in September, be at Tulare BuzzCon with some of my heroes, Dave Fennoy, Tara Strong, Rob Paulson. Wow, I'm going to be intimidated. Would love to see you guys out at that as well. And also, I'm looking to do more conventions for the very fact that I love interacting with fans. And if you guys have a con in your town, anybody who's watching and would like to have me appear, contact the con, contact me, and I'll get my manager on it.
Awesome. Definitely.
Cool.
I'll have all the information and everything in the description down below. So if you guys want to contact Adam Harrington through Twitter, or is Twitter best, or
Twitter's good, or my Facebook fan page.
Okay.
And my YouTube channel, I try to steer as many folks as possible to it.
The Adam and Eric one.
Yeah, well, that's a playlist on my channel, which is Harrington VO.
Okay, got it.
If you type, and don't be confused, there's another actor named Adam Harrington who does a lot of on camera, and he got one video game role, L.A. Noire, and now everywhere I go,
yeah, I've seen that.
I see his picture, and I'm like, no, it's me, it's not him. It was on IMDb. It was like pulling teeth to get my Walking Dead and League of Legends credit taken off of his page.
Oh, no.
It's a whole long thing. He's a great actor and much better looking than me. There's a reason he's an on-camera guy and I'm a voice acting guy. But yeah. But hey, this was a blast. And
yeah, same here. It was an honor. Thank you so much.
Thanks to the fans for the great questions. You guys rock. Again, I try to answer every single fan PM at my Facebook fan page. I'm still trying to figure out Twitter. So if you really want to hear back from me, I suggest a PM at my Facebook fan page, Adam Harrington, voice actor.
Okay, I'll have all the links in the description. And again, thank you so much for this. It was so much fun.
My
Your
pleasure.
your work on all these games have been amazing. So thank you for everything.
I feel blessed to do it, and you guys are the reason I can do it. So I'm just going to keep giving it my all.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.